Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call hello, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makar Kudash. Send double honor to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone. Send much peace, love, salutations to y'all came out there pushing the word of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, sincere in truth. This is the brother Ariella. On this lesson, man, I got this clip from Andrew Tate with some motivational speech that he's giving young men. There's one part where he's talking about belief and faith, and I felt like it definitely translated in the spirit. Because as we go through this thing, there's a vision that we have. You know, we hope for the kingdom. You know, and the scriptures talk about the return of Yahweh Shai being the author and finisher of our faith. And it's a driving motivator for us to continue in this ministry, for us to put ourselves in harm's way in the eyes of the world. And we think about these things all the time, and like, how is it going to be in the kingdom? Us as a finished product, getting those new bodies. You know, and so, you know, I always talk about the helmet of salvation, you know, always having that mindset of salvation on our in our brains, because we know what we're fighting for at the end of the day. We don't see it, but we know it's there. We don't physically, tangibly hold it, but it's inside of us in a way that's deep and real, and it's actually a possession. Here in Proverbs 29:18, it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he." And we maintain that vision by the brothers doing these lessons, reading, studying, listening, keeping yourself locked into the prophecies. We maintain that vision of the change that the Most High had already prescribed. A change in us, a change in the world, a change towards righteousness. So we have to maintain that vision, or at least we perish. At least we fall off and be consumed in this decadent, immoral, dark society. We have to keep that vision in front of us about what we're here for. You know, here in Philippians chapter 3 to 12 verses says, not as though I had already obtained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Hamashiach Yahushua. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. See, there's something that we're chasing. There's a vision, right? But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. All right, focusing on the next step, focusing on the next glory, right? I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Hamashiach Yahushua. See, we have to have the similar mindset as Paul, pressing towards that mark, chasing after the kingdom, glorifying Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai until the Most High sends his son to come and redeem his elect. Redeem us. All right? It says, "Let us therefore as many be perfect, be thus minded, and if in anything ye be otherwise minded, the Most High shall reveal even this unto you. Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule, let us mind the same thing." Okay? These are the things necessary for us to stay on this path, to stay on this journey, right? Minding a doctrine, minding the same thing. I'm going to play this clip of Andrew Tate, and these two scriptures that I just read are going to pop out to you, and then we'll get a couple more scriptures.
Version of you in the world, which is important, which is respected, which is rich, which is capable, which is charismatic and funny and interesting. You're not him yet. But you need to make a plan to become that person. That person exists.
And we have that plan. That plan is prescribed in the scriptures for us to be changed, for us to be upgraded and elevated into the higher versions of ourselves, to go from terrestrial to celestial, right? An extraterrestrial form, right? And that's why we grind and toil in this word. That's why we have the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right? And we out there on the highways and byways, and we pushing to make those things be so, even though nobody believes us. But we know it's true.
You have to make it come true. I don't believe in faking it before you make it. There is nothing fake about belief. You have to wait for the rest of the world to catch up with what you already know. You have to see through time, act accordingly, and prepare to told you so that eternally upsets doubters. I'm saying you must believe.
Boom. And you must believe, man. It's a key aspect of going out there, man. We always tell a story about how Noah was out there talking about the ark, you know. And then finally that I told you so moment came when it rained, you know. The scriptures say that people are just going to be scoffing, eating and drinking, marrying and giving unto marriage. They're not going to take heed. So we are seeing through time. We are speaking the future. All right? But like he said, you must believe. That's a key aspect. Hebrews 11:1 talks about this. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right? So that vision, that faith, that belief that you have is evidence because it's locked inside the Most High and it seared your mind to believe. To hope for the kingdom, to hope for the return of Yahweh Shah, for Yahweh Shah to be revealed, right? It says, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear, right? That takes belief and faith. Skipping down to verse 6, it says, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And that's what we're fighting for, man. All right? We believe the Most High is faithful, and we are going to be changed. We are going to be redeemed out of here and upgraded. But you must believe, you know? All right?
All of the things you want to have are going to happen. You must see through time with a plan in place so you can see it all come true to be the man you want to be. It is impossible, and I have never in my life seen a man who eats right, goes to the gym every day, and trains hard not have a good body. The universe is extremely giving. It will give you anything you want. He imagined himself with a good body. He made a plan to get one. He followed the plan and he got it. I've never seen somebody who works hard, who's in the right networks, who's paying attention, who is not rich. I've never seen somebody who dedicates himself to the gym and eats right, who is not in fantastic physical condition. It's impossible. You can have anything you want. All you have to do is make a plan and see it. So, there's no such thing as faking it before you make it. No. You see it and you make it come true. You make everybody else accept your version of reality. You see a version of yourself inside of your mind, and when other people do not see it, when they look at you, you bend space-time and change your outward projection, your avatar, so others view you exactly the way you see yourself. It is called belief. You must have a vision for who you could be. The power of belief is real. Words and thoughts have power. Use them. They are tools and weapons to aid your ascension to greatness.
And we talk about how the word is sharper than any two-edged sword, you know? And it's true. Cutting asunder everything. When we go out there on the highways and byways and we project out there the kingdom coming and the return of Yahweh Shai, that's why these people fear us. That's why you've seen this massive move by the Christians to try to counter what's happened, which is the Great Awakening. All the brothers and sisters waking up from across the four corners of the earth, preaching and speaking their belief out into the universe, out into the world. This is the hastening of the day of Yahweh Shai. All right, like he's talking about, you bend time and space with your words. Since we've been out there preaching, things have shaken up all across the world. We're closer and closer to the MOTB, closer and closer to World War III and Armageddon. This is prophecy. This is speaking it into existence. This is power with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The Holy Spirit is with us. But like he said, you must believe. That belief is fuel. That belief is energy. To be able to do and preach this word with enthusiasm. Which that word enthuse means in theos, God within. Belief creates that enthusiasm when you go out there and preach. Enthusiasm when you teach this word. Enthusiasm with the way you live your life. Enthusiastic behavior is attractive. Enthusiastic behavior draws more people in. We're out there marketing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the hopeful elect are being sealed through the word being preached with belief and enthusiasm. Okay? These are things. These things are happening, man. It's power. Belief is power, man. You know? Matter of fact, there's an example of this type of power with Yahushua here in Matthew the 17th chapter. I'm going to start at 14. It says, "And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed, for oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Yahushua apart. So they came separately, right? And they said, Why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief. See, belief is power. It's access to the spiritual realm. It's access to those codes that Andrew Tate is using carnal crowns, but we're looking for, something eternal, uncorruptible crown. Tate's crown is corruptible. It's on this side. His body on this side, his riches on this side. But what he was saying as a general universal principle is that the Most High has written certain things into the universe, and if you access it, just because it's within the truth realm, it will work. If you eat right and you work out and you do what you're supposed to do, you'll get a nice body, right? Well, if you believe and you pray and you wholeheartedly give yourself unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you will have access to certain spiritual power. And Yahushua displayed this, right? He said unto him, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. This is the power. This is the power of belief. Okay? And then it says, howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Okay? So key aspects to the spirit. All right, I'm going to play this.
Great. Let me give you a thought experiment, all the people out. If I was going to shoot you with a gun, and I'm going to shoot you in the chest, one shot, do you stand a greater chance of surviving if you believe you will not die? You can say one of two sentences before I shoot you. Don't shoot, you'll kill me, or don't shoot, I will exact revenge. Which one of those two sentences makes you more likely to survive the bullet wound? The power of words is real. So, you must say things that... I had a very old video before I said, I'm a sayer. I'm a sayer. If I say something, it comes true. Which means I don't need the motivation to do difficult things. I just need to find the energy to say things. But then I have a bond to myself, because my word is my bond and my contract is golden, where I do them. So if I say I'll do 1,000 push-ups, I'll do 1,000 push-ups. So when I'm sitting there feeling lazy, think I don't want to do 1,000 push-ups, I think, well, if I just say it, then I have to do it. And I always have the energy to say something, so then I do it. So that's why I always train. I say I'm going to train every day, so guess what I do? I train every day because I don't break promises to myself, because my word is iron, which means if I've never broken a promise to myself, if everything I've ever said I meant, when I tell the man, if you shoot me, I will exact revenge. That means I'm not allowed to die. My body won't let me. I'll continue to breathe. I'll find the chi deep within my organs, so I can come back just to knock on his door, just to make sure his worst nightmare comes true. Please understand that losing hope is fatal. Hope is a requirement for success. My whole life was built on hope. You do not become a 4-time world champion without it. You cannot put yourself through the training required, through the sacrifices and pain, unless you believe and hope that you're going to win.
And that's the power that's driving us in this ministry. What happens when people fall out is that they lost belief and they lost hope. which is the energizing factor to continue when there's darkness, to continue when there's uncertainty, to continue when it doesn't look like you're gonna win. You have hope and belief. That's why we say the casino stays packed full of hopeful people. One more spin, one more go. Okay? Packed full of hopeful people, man. That hope and belief is critical. Romans 8:22 says, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now." You're not going to go through pain if you don't hope for something, or if you don't have a vision for something, if you don't believe in something. You're going to be like, what am I doing this for? Right? It says, "And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body." See? So we groan waiting for this change to come. For we are saved by hope. Just like Andrew Tate said, losing hope is fatal. It's fatal. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. Right? For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? If you already have it, it's already in your hands. What are you hoping for? Right? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. And this is what we're waiting for, what our change, the kingdom, the chariots arriving, for us to be caught up, right? And saved out of this predicament that we're in. And we're, like I said, we're enthusiastically speaking it until it exists. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit more, then close out.
It's going to pay off in the end. You must believe in yourself. You must believe. You can achieve your dreams, but you need to regain your hope. I am here to show you it is possible. Was I telling the truth? I never lost hope. I knew hope and vision are slightly different. Vision, you can see where you want to end up, but hope is the belief that for sure the vision will come true. You are truly disciplined when you have so much belief in the importance of your actions that the rest of the world feels like an unnecessary distraction. Why would I want to have fun when I can work instead? I can be proud of myself for doing what was hard as opposed to entertained by doing what was fun.
Yeah, so it's good stuff, man. There's a page called Tate Fuel. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that hope and belief, because on the spiritual side of things, it is like I said, it's power with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why the example of the mustard seed was there in the Gospels for us to learn from. The example of Yahushua, and there was plenty other examples of, walking on water and everything like that. But, we have to keep that helmet of salvation on and keep what we're looking for, what we're hoping for, knowing that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is faithful, keeping it at the forefront of our mind. So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'm going to say, call hello, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishop of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, salutation to Yakim out there pushing the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in sincerity and truth. Shalom.